I just wrote a movie script involving a train, a ferry, and 6 other destinations taking me all across the city of Hong Kong. I have the day to go and film every single shot in public without embarrassing myself in front of hundreds of people. I do have to note I'm replacing my Sony camera with an iPhone so I don't get kicked out of public transport when we get there. This video ends up being single-handedly the most uncomfortable thing I've ever had to do. Starting with my apartment elevator. Okay, well some may argue that this is technically not the public, but don't worry, each location gets progressively more crowdier as we go on, ending somewhere that gets over 100,000 visitors a day. The film's about a chase all across the city, and this part is super important to the plot. You'll see at the end. Our second level is the AIA Carnival. This place is a lot more packed at night, but you know, there's a reason this is level 2 of 8. There's a bunch of runners going past me right now, and I've come here just to do one really funny shot. So I went ahead and set up my tripod in front of everyone and got to work. The most awkward part of this process is just me having to repeat my lines over and over again. Over and over again. But our next location has literally 5 times as many people. The Star Ferry. It's one of the cultural landmarks of Hong Kong and a focal point in every harbor photo you see. And it'll also be a focal point in our film. Let's head inside. Okay, the boat's arriving in about a minute. We have 4 shots to film, most of which is just me dramatically running. The great thing about the ferry was that it was a touristy area, meaning it didn't raise too many eyebrows for me to be filming that much. Okay, we're just about to land and I finished all my shots. Let's go to... It's getting harder and harder, the tram. To be honest, this is the first segment I'm filming, so I'm actually really terrified. Everyone around me thinking I'm just recording a TikTok or something. So I got to the station and quickly filmed a few more shots. Here's even more running. It's gonna get a bit repetitive. And then I got onto the bus. Warning, you're about to see the worst video clip ever taken. We have about 5 minutes until our next stop. Let's start filming. The ding ding system was founded in 1904 and cost literally $3 Hong Kong to ride. Something quite annoying was that the bus shaking made the tripod very unstable, but I held it down and we made do. Now onto one of the biggest malls in the world. IFC, where they filmed one of the Batman movies and formerly the tallest building in Hong Kong. Obviously this is indoors, so I have to be a lot quieter to not be too much of a distraction. I did see a couple security officers pass there, so I just hope they don't stop me from recording. The scene required me to get some Fanta, which was definitely not an excuse to go to McDonald's. I then set up my tripod just at the roof of the building. I'm gonna film some really stunning shots. Then suddenly, what I dreaded the most, a security guard started staring at me.
Stand, careful with the stand. Stop now, use the stand.
Is it? Okay, thank you. He was just asking if my tripod was okay because it was a bit flimsy. I knew it was only a matter of time until the guard would come up again, so I finished my shots as rapidly as possible. I'm gonna run and throw this into the trash can, so I only have 1 shot to make sure it works. And just as I did that, the same guard appeared out of nowhere and started calling someone on the spot. So I hurriedly left before he kicked me out. We're now gonna go to what's probably the most socially worrying place to film in. We're at literally the world's #1 rated train station, the MTR. It's fast, it's reliable and clean, but that's why there's also so many people walking by. And let me tell you, this was beyond painful to film. I had like 20 people staring at me at the exact same time. And this is level 6. Wait until we get to the end. Actually, I can't spoil it, but you're gonna see in a minute. I then tried to act like a clueless tourist taking videos of everything. This is just one of the best shots I've ever filmed, full stop. I used the 30 seconds where nobody was around to film my close-ups, but then a random guy would just show up out of the corner. Time for my magnum opus. It wasn't even for the film, it was for the thumbnail. Okay, we're done with all our shots here. Let's go to our penultimate location. Up next is basically an MTR on steroids. It's bigger, has a longer route, and takes us to one of the busiest places in the world. Yes, there's less people, but our next spot will definitely make up for that. And look how cool it is. I then did something pretty irresponsible when I left the train carriage just to film myself running back in. Okay, we've just taken off and there's literally nobody in my cabin. I'm gonna use this precious time before the next stop to film all the shots I need. And as the people started rolling in, I rolled the camera. Wow, look at that. Let me know if I should make a separate I made a movie on a train video. I just realized I'm at 2%. Not exaggerating, 2%. The one shoot where I didn't use my camera, I was about to lose my ability to film. Did we really film in 7 places all around Hong Kong just to lose power in the finale? Our second level is the AIA Carnival. Okay, we're just about to land. Everyone around me thinking I'm just recording a TikTok. 5 minutes until our next stop. Obviously, this is indoors. I had like 20 people staring. Up next is basically an MTR on steroids. And as the train stopped, I knew this was gonna be difficult. Yep, there we go, 0%. So there I was, by myself at the airport at about 5 p.m. with no forms of communication. I first tried to see if there were any power banks I could rent before realizing you needed your phone to pay online with it. I was literally wandering aimlessly for 10 minutes until I managed to convince someone at the counter to let me borrow their charger. There would actually be no video if I didn't manage to do that. Okay, we're back. But we're at Hong Kong International Airport, obviously one of the busiest places in the world. People come here from tens of countries every day. The climax of our action film is gonna be here, so let's get filming. I was still just at 10%, so I did have to conserve my battery while filming. Every other time I've been here, I've been so occupied with travel that I never bothered to realize how stunning the place was. And for our final shot... Well, thanks, I guess. Well, okay. I guess we're done filming. But we're not done yet. I still had to film the first scene back at home and then start editing. With hundreds and hundreds of clips, honestly this process was a little bit messy. And after hours of work, check out the film. Hello?
Caius, I left it at home.
When's your flight leaving?
12 sharp.
I'll be there.
Be quick.
Going down.
The next stop is Tram Road.
Hello?
Caius!
so sorry. I wasn't able to get it to you.
I don't even have a flight right now.
What?
I just want to make you make a movie in public.
Well, thanks, I guess.
Subscribe, viewers, for more videos like these, and punch that bell.
You heard him.